very warm welcome for the president as he arrived in South Korea overnight. He heaped praise on that country, and he described it as a cherished American friend and close ally, but also spoke of the ongoing tension with North Korea.
We're going to work with you, and we're going to take care of the one it's really a lingering cloud. I would call it a lingering cloud that's over your head. We're going to see if we can get that straightened out. And I just want to thank you again for the welcome. And I wanted to say we've been friends for a long time, and you are going to be a great president. You already are. And if we can do this together, then you'll go down as the greatest of them all, and we'll try and make that happen.
The president also attended a lunch there, and take a look at the menu offerings. It included a salad called Reminiscing the Success Story of New York. Korean seafood meets Thousand Island dressing. And, of course, a short rib dish called Korean Platter of Sincerity with U.S. beef. The president will also attend a dinner that will include the leaders of 7 other nations, including Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Thailand, and Singapore. And, of course, all of this leading up to that big meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
The President Xi of China is coming tomorrow here, and we're going to be, I hope, making a deal. I think we're going to have a deal. I think it'll be a good deal for both. And that's really a great result. You know, that's better than fighting and going through all sorts of problems and, you know, no reason for it. I think it's going to be a great deal for both, so I'll be meeting him tomorrow. A lot of people are interested.
A lot of people are interested, and despite some talk of a possible meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, President Trump said they were unable to make the timing work. Todd and Carl.
Yeah, and I love the names of these menu items. Peacemaker's dessert. Sure. That's putting a lot of pressure on food. Peace in the region, all over a dessert.
Could use a good short rib dish.
That's right.
They came from the desert to rule the sea. The sea remembers.
That's no shit. That's a herd. Camel-headed marauders born of curse and salt, hunting the modern world. And tonight, they found prey.
Send in Squirrel Team 6.
We're cut through. On information team. Copy. Keeping it snug. Target in sight. Prepare the Acorn Napalm package. Package armed and glowing green. Wait for my command. Light them up.
Jerry, are you like at this point just trying to see what you can get away with? What up to the chat? What up to the chat? There you are on screen. Get ready. We are even doing more with the chat here as we travel at the Heritage Foundation. That's where we are this beautiful morning. You can see how lovely it is outside. Wow, what a shot of the U.S. Capitol right behind me. We are so proud to be broadcasting here live. Our friends and partners at Heritage Foundation are taking care of us today as we embark on a number of exciting things in Washington, D.C. Get ready. We have some big things to announce. We're very excited about it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's rock and roll today, Wednesday, October 29th, 2025, the year of our Lord, as President Trump is greeted with a YMCA band in Korea and is given a crown, a massive gold crown that President Trump says he's going to wear. This is amazing. I'm begging you to please wear it back to the United States of America. Get ready for later today. We will have some exciting announcements with the administration. It's going to be a blast. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but you know, we are constantly hustling and grinding, and we are thankful for our partners and to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing us to, well, live out this life. What does the Psalm say, right? I asked the Lord for life, and he gave it to me. So let's rock and roll together and save the country. House Judiciary releases new bombshell report on Biden FBI's Arctic frost probe targeting 150 Republicans, including me, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's why we want to take back the country. How are we going to take back the country? Well, we're going to win in blue states. Jack Citarelli is going to join our program live. He is the Republican governor's candidate in New Jersey, and he's going to win. The polls are neck and neck. We can't wait to hit the ground, hit the bricks, and go campaign with Jack. But getting on the show is going to be the first step. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Benny Johnson, and this is The Benny Show. Just a reminder that we have a massive event. I will be at the event tonight. If you're an Ole Miss, this is something that is kind of breaking news, but I will be there tonight. I'm not going to be speaking. We're just going to be there vibing with Erica and with the vice president. I will be speaking next week on November 5th to celebrate President Trump's magnificent election victory with the Trump family, Eric Trump, live on stage, Laura Trump as well, and the great senator and future governor of the state of Alabama, Tommy Tuberville, will be there. So lock in, sign up today. Link in the description. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful times. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be bringing the energy. More fun than a barrel of monkeys. Do you know that there's a bunch of monkeys on the loose? Do you know that they're all filled with diseases? Do you know that this is how they're going to launch their new COVID hoax? Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. The future looks bright. American financing can make your future even more bright. If you are trapped in the slavery of high-interest credit card payments, make sure that you break those chains and break free. Using the equity inside of your home, you can do this. American Financing can show you how. All you need to do is call American Financing today. Thousands of Americans are doing this, and it's saving them thousands of dollars. Call right now, before it's too late, American Financing at 888-528-1219. That's 888-528-1219, AmericanFinancing.net/Benny to get out of financial slavery today. Okay, so most people don't have a crown that they could use in order to get out of debt. Donald Trump does, though. Donald Trump was gifted a crown in Korea, which I think is amazing and is a massive troll by the Koreans who are based against the No Kings protest. That's just the way I'm going to. This is the way I'm going to vibe with this story. Trump given golden crown in South Korea as host hails his golden age. I love it. We have some amazing videos from this. Can you scroll down to please, Klein? Killer Klein, show the crown. Show us the crown. It's a very Korean crown. Okay, this is not like an English crown. No, bro, you went right by it, brother. This is what I'm talking about. This is like a very Korean crown. Look at that thing. Look at that. That is the crown. Look. Can we please do a change.org petition for Trump to wear that crown? Here's what I need. I need the No Kings protesters out front of the White House. I need Donald Trump to exit onto the balcony, to be wearing the crown, and then to give a very kingly wave to the No Kings protesters, and then to cry a single tear of happiness. This is what I need. There's the crown. It's just such a great troll. I want to go to South Korea. ALX and I were invited to South Korea. ALX never followed up. It sucks. Everybody yell at ALX in the comment section. We were invited. So it's okay. So here's what happens. I'm not going to, don't yell at ALX. He's such a sweet and wonderful man. He'll go into his Cybertruck and cry after the show. I don't want that. ALX and I were at Student Action Summit. And when you're at these summits, just like we're in DC, and Klein, do you have some of the stuff from last night? I do want to do some shout outs to our friends at Heritage here and for what we did last night with Tulsi Gabbard is pretty cool. When you're in these events, there's a lot of very interesting opportunities. People come up to you and they chat with you, and sometimes you don't know who's legit and who's not. And this is legit. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard's legit. This was us last night here at Heritage. But we were at Student Action Summit, and a woman comes up to us and is like, yo, I'm Korean. I'm like the Korean Donald Trump. You should come to my Korean Donald Trump festival in Korea. I was like, that sounds awesome. ALX, get her information. And like, fast forward a month later, I see Charlie Kirk in Korea, like walking around doing a very famous TikTok actually, where he's like, look at how beautiful it is in Korea and look at how nice it is. I wonder why, right? I wonder why. So ALX, it turned out that was a real invite. ALX is now defending himself in the chat, saying they never reached out to me. Okay, they never reached out to me. Well, ALX, listen, the chat's telling you the same thing. You need to just learn Korean. Why doesn't ALX learn Korean? Like ALX AI, he just learns how to speak Korean. You could probably do it this weekend. All right, Cybertruck will teach you. Anyway, the point is that Koreans are based, I guess. Freaking great. Donald Trump was greeted with the YMCA. A band was playing YMCA as President Trump walked into Korea. Amazing. Let's listen. Okay. I love it. I love it. So we have video of Trump getting the crown to troll the No Kings protesters. Let's roll the sucker climb.
The Cheongnam gold crown symbolizes the divine connection between the authority of the heavens and sovereignty on earth, as well as the strong leadership and authority of a leader.
경주를 국비대로 차리신 우리 트럼프 대통령님께 한반도의 처음으로 평화를 가져온 신라의 정신과 함께 한미 동맹의 푸른 상징하는 이 금관을 선물로 준비하였습니다.
We present this gold crown to you on this joyous occasion of your state visit to Gyeongju, because it symbolizes the spirit of Silla, which brought peace to the Korean peninsula for the first time, and the opening of the golden age of the Korea-U.S. alliance.
I am begging you, I'm begging team, please grab this tweet. Donald Trump is saying that he wants to wear it all right now. Trump was awarded Korea's highest honor. I don't believe in South Korea and North Korea. It's all one Korea. North Korea must be defeated. We must take it back from the communists. I agree in the reunification of Korea under the good and rightful stewardship of the intrepid Korean people. I don't acknowledge North Korea. North Korea is obviously a failed communist experiment of cruelty. So just one Korea. Trump was given Korea's highest honor, the Grand Order of Mangshwanga. Mangshwanga.
I'd like to wear it right now.
Is that amazing?
Thank you so much.
Trump says, I want to wear it right now.
Thank you very much, everybody.
This is the Grand Order of Mangshwanga. I'm begging you, Mr. President, put it on. Donald Trump saying, I want to wear it right now. Well, it looks like it's like a giant golden necklace and a couple of giant golden, medals. Let's see it, Klein. Let's have a look. Let's watch that one more time, please. Yeah. I could see Trump wearing that drip. I could see it. Trump just like walking out, with that and the crown. If he wore that and he wore the crown, I think he'd be looking great. Okay. President Trump being honored and then speaking to CEOs in Korea saying, my administration has rejected the old model of incompetent government. Yes, thank you.
My administration has rejected the old model of incompetent government that punished success and rewarded failure and made building anything almost impossible. When you come into our country, and many of you are doing that, but when you come into America, you're going to get service like you've never seen before. Quick permits, and we want safety, we want great environmental, we want everything good, but it's going to go quickly. We're rewarding those who build and create and hire and invest in the USA, and we're making America the best place on earth to do business in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is, in fact, the best place on earth to do business in. Is potentially New Jersey the next best place to do business? Can New Jersey be flipped for Republicans? Is it possible? Yes, of course. Not only is it possible, but it's perhaps probable with candidates like Jack Ciattarelli, who is roaring in the polls. You can see that Republicans here have won day 3 of early voting. It's amazing. Jack also leads by 21 points among New Jersey election day voters. Some really exciting new polls out showing neck and neck in the blue state of New Jersey. Can we even call it that anymore? No. No, we can't. New Jersey, just like every single other state in this country, is neither a blue state or a red state. There's no such thing as a permanent blue state or red state. And there never has been. There are ideas. That's it. There are simply ideas that win and ideas that fail. And New Jersey has been failed by the ideas of the left and the progressives and the Marxists and those who want to take the fine state of New Jersey, and an actually very beautiful state, and a state that has a lot to be proud of, and destroy it. And they've had a horrible run through COVID and through the Biden era. And now the people of New Jersey are saying, no, we want change. We want new ideas. Joining us now live, Jack Citarelli, to talk about those winning ideas. Jack, it's an honor to speak with you. Congratulations on all of the success of the campaign.
We're not done, Benny.
That's
Six
right.
more days, pedal to the metal, but I do believe we're going to produce a win.
Yes. Okay. So talk to me about why this has been such an incredible grassroots effort. What are the people in New Jersey seeing? Why are they so sick of the left?
Failed policies of the past 8 years across the board, taxes, spending, housing across the state. We've got an affordability crisis, be it overdevelopment in our suburban communities. And there's a public safety crisis because of what they've done to police. They've handcuffed them. Public education crisis. Electricity rates have gone through the roof. And New Jerseyans pay the highest taxes in the country. For all those reasons and more, the Phil Murphy administration has been a total failure, and people want change.
Yeah, people want change. They don't want a governor who brags about housing criminal aliens in his cottage. What is that like? Is that what the governor mansion of New Jersey should be fit for? Is for a homeless shelter for criminal aliens? What about the people of New Jersey, Jack?
Well, welcome to Phil Murphy's New Jersey. Yeah. Executive Order number 1 on day 1 of my administration, Benny. No town in the state will be a sanctuary city. We will not be a sanctuary state. We're not going to encourage illegal immigration, and we're certainly not going to handcuff our local police in any way to work in partnership with the mayor to keep the community safe. We're getting back to being a law and order state.
Yeah, it's like a hardscrabble state. There's a lot of hardworking people in New Jersey. It's a very proud state. It's one of the original colonies, and it's one of those places where you know when you're meeting someone from New Jersey. And you hate to see that be lost in sort of the corruption and the weakness of the current governor's mansion. So explain to me, Jack, what is the first couple what does a vision cast look like under your governorship?
Well, you already know what executive order number 1 is. Certainly executive order number 2 is pulling out of Reggie. The Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative is a carbon tax policy that has screwed New Jersey. And I'll lower electricity rates anywhere from $300 to $500 million a year for all our taxpayers, homeowners, tenants, and businesses. We got to get our electricity rates down. It's making the affordability crisis only worse, and it lays at the feet. The current administration are totally to blame for the current crisis. My opponents blame it on the president. There isn't anything she won't blame on the president, but it has everything to do with the fact that they shut down electricity generation plants fired by coal, natural gas, didn't expand nuclear, and bet it all on wind. And nobody in Jersey wants wind farms off our Jersey shore. If the current governor and my opponent were from New Jersey, they'd know that.
Mickey Sherrill is not a strong candidate, man. Has a couple of scandals, quite a few actually, when it comes not even on the Breakfast Club was she able to get away with some of the weird stock trades that she had. But then also the scandal, her at the military academy, the cheating scandal. And then she doesn't even know New Jersey cuisine. What's going on here, Jack?
She's not from New Jersey, Benny. I've been saying this all along. We saw this. They brought Corzine in here from Illinois. That didn't work out so well. They brought Murphy in here from Massachusetts. This isn't working out so well. She's not from New Jersey. So no matter where I go around the state, I have some fun in asking, how about we elect a Jersey guy? Cheddar hasn't been here, but listen, for her to start picking on pork roll, she just lost all of South Jersey, which is fine by me.
It looks like you could lose North Jersey too, because everyone's going to want to flee communism in New York. There's a lot of people that don't want to live under that. And I know that there's a lot of commuter. There's a big commuter population there. And how does that affect your race, Jack, as people are watching kind of with a slow motion train wreck, what's happening in Manhattan?
Hey, Benny, there are 600,000 Jews that call New Jersey home, and they are not happy with the emergence of this Mondami, nor are they happy with the fact that my opponent's done this dance with him. She's endorsed him. He's endorsed her. I mean, this is crazy. There's no room in the public sphere for this guy. He's made anti-Semitic remarks. He's made anti-Italian remarks. He's been anti-police. And so I really don't know where my opponent's coming from, but I got to tell you, it's not going over well with New Jerseyans.
Yeah. So this is like really interesting. A lot of people are saying, wow, I can't believe New Jersey could potentially flip red, but I don't think they understand Jersey. Can you educate people as to how your strategy is working and what you expect to see on election day?
Two things, Benny. I mean, Republicans are the minority party here, but the majority, quote unquote, party are the 2.5 million unaffiliated independent voters that lean right. But I will also tell you, there are moderate Democrats that have had it. And I've got 13 prominent, currently elected Democratic leaders around the state who've endorsed my candidacy. When Democrats are endorsing the Republican for governor in New Jersey, it tells you how much people say we need change.
It's kind of blew my mind on election night. You know, we were just going state by state and we were watching New Jersey. It's like, I kept screaming at the audience. You know, we did like a 20-hour live. I was like, New Jersey's a swing state. It is. Look at this. Trump's up in New Jersey. Trump wasn't able to pull it off, but it was close, man. It was just a couple of points for president.
I mean, his improvement in New Jersey was the best of the 50 states. He went from a 16-point loss in 2020 to a 6-point loss last year. Those 10 points, that means there's 300,000 people in the state of New Jersey that feel differently about the president than did back in 2020. I'm so happy to have his active involvement, certainly his endorsement, and it's created a whole lot of energy around the state. But at the end of the day, the candidate's got to go out there and win the election. And my opponent is not campaigning. We get up and down the state every day, all 21 counties, all 564 towns, north, central, south, and Jersey Shore. I love doing it, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, eating a pork roll here and there. It's like something that amazed me about your debate with Mickey Sherrill is that you lay out these policies that kind of make a lot of sense for the people who are living in New Jersey, especially the families and the working man and woman in New Jersey who's just struggling to get by. And it's tough out there, man. And it's tough when you're getting taxed so much. And then your opponent gets asked the same question, kind of an easy goal, right? Like, I just stay a policy. And she's like, I'm going to sue Trump. What's that about? Like, how does that make anyone's life better?
Oh, Benny, you are spot on. Her entire campaign is based on a stack of lies about me, her disdain for the president, and she can fly a helicopter, none of which is going to fix New Jersey. And you alluded to something before that's been a real turnoff for New Jersey. There's been some revelations that speak to character and integrity here. She was caught up in the cheating scandal at the Naval Academy, wasn't allowed to walk. She was punished pretty severely there. Only 6 years in Congress and somehow tripled her net worth, but can't explain how. Violated federal law on stock trade, stock reporting. New York Times reports was trading defense stocks while sitting on the House Armed Services Committee. There's a pattern here, Benny.
Yeah. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now. And man, I mean, like, you can just smell it. There's just corruption here. And you see that so often. It is remarkable, Jack. I did want to just spend just a second on this because this is a massive bipartisan issue. Nobody wants to see portfolios like Nancy Pelosi's. Nobody believes that that's right. Nobody believes that that's moral. It is indefensible. And you see that so often on the right and the left. It is a problem in both parties, but it's something that the American public, no matter where you are coming from, says we are sick of the corruption in politics. We're sick of people going and enriching themselves. And your opponent did that. Your opponent did it. The New York Times admits that she went and did exactly what is illegal, actually. You're not allowed to go and engage in the kind of portfolio building where you have oversight of the portfolio companies. That's just prima facie corruption. How's she getting away with this?
Well, she somehow did get away with it. But listen, when you're running for governor, you better be ready for this kind of fishbowl. And the people in New Jersey found out really who she really is. But listen, it even went a step further. At the second debate, she made a baseless, reckless lie about me that's going to end her up in court. We're filing a defamation suit. She accused me of working in collusion with pharmaceutical companies and said I killed 10,000 people, including children. And then we find out 48 hours later, she took money from the very same company she accused me of colluding with. So again, there's a pattern here all across the board with her, Benny, and it's going to work to her disadvantage. But we're going to continue to just get out there and talk about how we're going to fix New Jersey.
It's funny that you bring that up because, like, people in New Jersey understand the lockdown. Like, that's lockdown Phil Murphy is, like, I think what's fueling a lot of this is this state was abused by the lockdown. There's beautiful beaches in New Jersey. There's a lot of wonderful things to do outdoors. And there's an enormous amount of hypocrisy. And it's funny how that corridor of New York and New Jersey, there's been such an effect, such a backlash from COVID. And it's a couple news cycles away. Obviously, Democrats want people to forget about it, but they shouldn't forget about it. What's your point on individual freedom when it comes to something like a COVID issue, Jack?
Oh, my position has been clear. First of all, we should never have been restricted to enjoy our houses of worship. There were so many restrictions that made no sense. You can't go surf fishing on our beach. A couple of people can't go out and play golf. And we should not be forcing people to get a vaccine and losing their job if they don't. So those are all the kind of things that we didn't see happen, as well as what happened in our veterans-owned nursing homes. The ones owned and operated by the state. My goodness, New Jersey led the nation in nursing home deaths, particularly in those veterans' homes, that even the Biden administration, when they did investigation, said what was going on there was evil. This is all under the watch of the current administration, and Murphy had nothing to say about it, and nor did my opponent.
It's immoral, and it's just what they did was immoral. Looking to the future, something that is near and dear to our audience and a passion project for us is young people, making sure that young people, those young kids who followed Charlie Kirk, that follow our show, that they can have a shot at the American dream, which is slipping like sand through our fingers on a Jersey beach away. And I want to talk to you about the policies for young people in New Jersey. New Jersey is one of those places that's seeing some population move out of the state, young people looking for opportunities elsewhere. And I want to talk to you about what is your policies to make sure that the young and energetic population of New Jersey can stay there. And we've all seen the Jersey Shore, right? You want that young energy, right? Stay in the state. There's good, positive energy in the state. What are some of your policies for making housing affordable for young people and first-time home buyers, and making sure that the economy stays roaring for young people in the state of New Jersey?
Yeah, it's very concerning that more and more young people are finding greener pastures elsewhere. A number of planks in my platform: first 2 years out of high school tax-free, first 2 years out of college tax-free. Wow. For first-time homeowners, property taxes capped at 1% of the assessed value of the home for the first 5 years, so young people can get a start. We need vibrant cities. Young people usually don't want to live in our sleepy suburbs until they're married with children, but we don't have vibrant cities. We got some pockets of vibrancy, but not vibrant cities like other states have. And so we really need to do that. And so my plan is very, very aggressive to make places like Newark, Trenton, Atlantic City cool places with a vibe that people want to live there, because there's compelling housing, great jobs, safe communities, and educational choices if you do have kids. Those are all the things that we need to do to make young people want to be here again.
Jack, the polls are looking incredible. What's your closing message here, as it looks like you are closing in at the end of this race? It is really I mean, people are blown away, man. You are dominating, and I don't obviously want to get the cart in front of the horse. That's a terrible thing to do in politics, but I want people to know that it's possible. Like, I want people to know it's possible. What Jack's doing is incredible. What's your message?
First of all, keep in mind, too, with those polls that show it as a dead heat or me with a 1 or 2 point lead, that's in a state in which Republicans underpoll because we're the minority party. But here's what we tell people, Benny. The Democrats have controlled the legislature for 25 years. They've had the executive branch for 8 years. Take a look at your property tax bill. Look at your monthly rent. Look at your electricity bill. Look what's happened to public safety, public education, the shortage of affordable housing, yet the overdevelopment of our suburbs. These are all the failures of the Democrats that have run Trenton for the last 8 and 25 years. If you're upset as I am about things, make a change. The way to do that is by voting for Jack Ciattarelli and his fellow Republicans down ballot. If you want change, you got to make a change. Here's your chance.
In closing, Jack, I just want to advise you that as governor, and I've done some research on this, you might know it, you might not, but as governor, you may have to actually deal with Cory Booker here and there. And that dude's insufferable. So I'm sorry about it. You know, I apologize in advance that you may have to do that.
We're going to get him to come to our side in terms of what needs to get done here in New Jersey. But listen, if he doesn't want to get on board, this train is leaving the station. We're going to do all we can as the governor. And by the way, the New Jersey governor is the most powerful in the nation by state constitution. I have executorial powers that exceed that of the other 49 governors. We're going to get it done.
Wow. Final message, and I know that this is one that might be a little newsworthy, but given the fact that you and literally across the street is Mondami, how are you going to handle that if the polls are correct there as well and he does win? What's going to be your strategy there in dealing with America's strongest communist mayor? What the hell's that, man?
Benny, very simple. We're going to roll out the welcome mat. So anybody that wants to flee New York City, any business that wants to leave because he said he's raising business taxes, we're going to welcome them in New Jersey. But let me also say to a mayor, potential mayor, who's been anti-cop, there's 400,000 New Jerseyans that work in Manhattan every day, and they don't stop being my responsibility just because they've left our borders. I'll do everything I can to protect them.
Wow. Okay. So you're gonna say I'll do a sanctuary state policy, sanctuary from New York communism, coming over to New Jersey.
I love it.
Okay.
But let me say one other thing. If he goes ahead with that congestion pricing plan, which is an egregious money grab on New Jerseyans, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retaliate. Any New York plate that comes through the tunnels, over the bridge into New Jersey in the morning, I'm going to hit him with a congestion pricing fee.
Jack, I would just love this. I know that you got to go, but in closing, I would just love to show the people the difference. It would be biblical. I know that, we have a God that has a sense of humor, right? And irony there. Fate loves irony. To have your state booming right across the river from New York, to have that sort of as a inflection point for people to see the difference would be biblical. That would be so cool. I haven't really thought about it, but that would be really neat to cover, right? The differences and the data. Be awesome to see.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, what New Jersey needs most is an honest, qualified governor who's from New Jersey. My opponent's not any of those three things.
Yes. Well, there you go. And you'll be able to show the difference when you have communists across the river, man. It'd be fun for the world to see. I think the world will be watching. They're all watching Jack. Everybody follow Jack, obviously. And then if you're in New Jersey, why haven't you voted yet? Are you crazy? Don't do it. Look at all these endorsements. Every cop association, all of the unions. Look at all these endorsements. Oh, scroll down. Come on, man. This is crazy. Jack is rolling here. And look at all the law enforcement backing Jack, the unions backing Jack, Donald Trump, of course. He's the man. Jack, did we miss anything here?
No, man, you nailed it, and I appreciate it very much.
What a crew. What a crew. Ladies and gentlemen, get out and vote if you are in New Jersey for Jack Citarelli. I'll see you on the campaign trail. Exciting times. That was a fun interview. You can see why that guy is rocking. You can see why Jack is rocking. You are able to early vote right now. If you are in New Jersey, you should go and early vote right now. Turning Point has a super chase that they're going to be doing this weekend. And ALX, I don't know if you have the graphic for that, but I wanted to put that up if we get a chance. It's going to be a wild roll, and we're going to be doing our level-headed best to help out. Obviously, if you are someone who is worried about the future of the country, well, you have every right to be. I don't know exactly how to process this story, but I guess we are going to just dive in. We talked a little bit about COVID. Let's talk about creepy diseased monkeys that have now all escaped their little monkey trucks. I don't know how else to explain it. Here we go. So aggressive disease-ridden monkeys are on the loose after escaping a truck carrying the monkeys. This is a bunch of monkeys that have gone running around, and they're all filled with diseases. Got it? Oh, good. It's in Mississippi where I'm going tonight. Fantastic. Great. So it's in Mississippi where I'm heading. Good. That should be really fun. An interstate in Mississippi turned into a sci-fi thriller on Tuesday afternoon when a truck flipped over. Was it driven? Was it driven by an Indian illegal alien that was handed a driver's license and a CDL from California? Can we talk about that? Are we allowed to talk about that? Released a troop of monkeys into the country. Is that what they call them, a troop? The primates were intended to be scientific research when associated with Tulane University National Biomedical Research Center. Man, I've seen this story before. They never reached their destination. The sheriff's office said the monkey carrying hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID. Oh, great. So now there's monkey COVID. A team at Tulane University is scheduled to pick up the monkeys who didn't escape on Wednesday. Oh, good. As the primates that fled, authorities are working with experts in the Mississippi Department of Wildlife and Fisheries to destroy their remains. The sheriff's office released an update in the afternoon that all but one of the monkeys have been shot and killed. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office advised the truck hauling the monkeys had overturned, which is about 2 hours west of Jackson in a place called Heidelberg, and warned locals to steer clear. Do not approach the monkeys. If you see them, call 911. They pose a potential health threat because we've injected them with herpes, hepatitis C, and monkey COVID. Do not approach the monkeys. Authorities identified the species as a rhesus monkey, and they're the most global non-human primates because they can adapt to a wide range of environments. So here's photos of the monkeys just getting out of the truck. Don't you worry, this is all predictive programming. I have no doubt that they're going to they're going to have like 50 of these crashes, and this will be their new COVID. It'll be called monkey COVID. Rhesus monkeys are native to Asia. They've been found in Afghanistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Puerto Rico. Don't worry, just Puerto Rico. The interstate was briefly closed as the escaped primates ran rampant. Okay. Can we stop doing this, by the way? Do we really need to study COVID in monkeys? Like, do we really need to study COVID in monkeys? There's video of it, too. Do we have that video? Very interesting. There's a video. Is it video of the... Oh, good. Great. Great. Don't you worry.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. There they are. Don't worry, just a bunch of COVID monkeys running around Mississippi. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, all right. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Mississippi and you're a Medicare enrollee, then maybe you should check a plan for monkey COVID. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe, just maybe. Chapter can make sure that you have the best Medicare plan. The enrollment period is here. Never fun to pick healthcare plans. This is obviously something that I hate doing with my family. I'm not on Medicare, but I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what, no fun to pick a healthcare plan. Medicare, there is a lot of fraud. There's a lot of people that want to lie to you. There's a lot of people that don't know what they're talking about. Make sure you're picking a plan that works for you, especially in 2026 when medical plans are set to spike once again, government shutdown and so on. This is what the government shutdown's over. So anyway, all the more reason to go for trustworthy advice. I'm telling you about Chapter right now for that exact reason. They're saving people thousands of dollars a year. Trust Chapter. Speak to a trusted Chapter advisor today by dialing pound 250 and say the keyword savings. Take control of your healthcare. That's pound 250 keyword savings and speak to somebody at Chapter today. All right. I can't believe how much I liked Jack Citarelli. This guy's cool. I've not met him. I was supposed to do a big event with Jack Citarelli. And as we've explained, the reason why I didn't do that is because we had a federal indictment of somebody who was trying to kill my family. So I had to go do that day. You can never plan for these kind of things. You can never plan for what happened last night at the Heritage Foundation. We ran into Tulsi Gabbard. I hosted and moderated a very cool documentary on Matthew Lohmeyer. Matthew Lohmeyer is this, he's the undersecretary of the Air Force right now. He's one of those dudes who was fired for exposing DEI in the military, and he was attacked. And Heritage hosted and helped produce a documentary on his life. Tulsi Gabbard was there. It was really cool to be able to hang with Tulsi. It was a welcome and wonderful thing to be back at Heritage, my old stomping grounds. I was a former Heritage intern, and we're very thankful for Kevin Roberts and the entire team here for hosting us. We had a blast. This is Matthew Lohmeyer. Again, he is the Undersecretary of the United States Air Force. ALX, would you be able to grab that clip of Lohmeyer and Trump while the documentary was like wonderful? I wanted to show you guys why, obviously, I said yes to this because of this viral moment brought about by Anna Paulina Luna. This was ALX. This was during the Anna Paulina Luna. I think you remember it. Matthew Lohmeyer asked Trump about DEI in the military. And I want to show Trump making good on his promises. What he said live on stage went insanely viral. Matthew Lohmeyer, you might remember, is the dude who said, like they're just using the military for Marxism. He wrote a book on it. He exposed the military. He was fired by Biden for this. He was a Space Force commander. He's a fighter pilot. This dude has served his country. He's an absolute G. And he was punished for exposing DEI and CRT inside of the military. And then he had this beautiful moment with Donald Trump on stage. Alex, let me know if you can grab that. It's called Call Sign Courage. Is the actual documentary. It's out on November 11th. You can see here on his website. It's a super cool story. Anyway, we were able to chat with Tulsi Gabbard last night. We'll play you that, and we'll see if we always give Alex a little challenge to see if he can find that clip. And here we go. Here's Tulsi Gabbard last night, just hanging out. Why not?
Wonder Woman, Tulsi Gabbard.
Aloha.
Who says aloha, but is doing aloha work for the administration.
That's the correct use of aloha.
Wonderful, incredible, groundbreaking work that's going to really change the country.
That is our aim. I work for a boss who empowers us to serve the American people on his behalf, carrying out his direction. And he says, go out and do good things, deliver results for the American people, and that's what we're doing.
Just one final question, and this is a tough one. Were you a little bit jealous when you saw Donald Trump on the USS George Washington go down? I know that you served. I know that you know all of these. I know you know this aircraft here. Go down with the F-22s and the missiles yesterday.
Freaking cool.
It's freaking cool.
Did you set that up?
No, I did not. I think Pete Hegseth gets all the credit. Rightly so.
Are you going to join him on one of those? No?
I don't know. Who knows? Okay. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Okay.
She's so cool. We just love Tulsi. You know, she's I know she's a fan favorite of this program, and she's beloved, and she's regularly on our program. And it's just rad to be able to hang out with the most intelligent woman in all of Washington, D.C., because she's the director of national intelligence. And President Trump put her in that position, and President Trump made good on this campaign promise. Now, you're going to remember this clip, I think. It was very viral at the time. This man is Matthew Lohmeyer, and he's the person who lost his job because of DEI in the military. And here he is asking President Trump a question, and it went insanely viral. This was at an Anna Paulina Luna town hall with President Trump in the military. Here we go.
My name is Matt Lohmeyer. I was an Air Force F-15 pilot, and I was a commander in your newly created U.S. Space Force. I am also the first veteran of the Space Force because under the Biden-Harris regime, I was fired from my command and lost my pension for criticizing DEI trainings that were rampant in the military. Those trainings are still dividing our troops, and thank you for saying you would fire those few woke generals who are a big problem.
They're gone.
I'm going to suggest that it might, in fact, require ongoing oversight and a persistent, consistent, watchful eye within the Pentagon to ensure this monster never returns to the Defense Department. Will you consider establishing a special task force, office, or position to ensure that these monsters never return to the Defense Department?
You know what I'll do? And I'm pretty good at this stuff. Sometimes you get it wrong. I'm going to put you on that task force. I think it's good. Not going to do better. No! I'll put you on. We're not going to get better than him. You're right about it. You're right. 100%. Thank you.
Guess what happened next? Not only was that task force created, not only is Matthew Lohmeyer on it, he's actually the Undersecretary of the Air Force now. He's a fighter pilot. It's freaking cool. So he works at the Pentagon every single day. He's the confirmed Undersecretary of the Air Force, confirmed with like 56 votes. He won in like a Senate landslide for his position. It's great. So well done, President Trump, making good on his promises. Here's a promise I have to you. Masa chips. They are delicious. I eat them every single night. I do not endorse things that I do not use when it comes to stuff like masa chips. I'm telling you, I don't know what else to say. I use them. Every single meal practically has masa chips at it. My kids love them. They are the chip of the Johnson household because they have 3 ingredients. They're good for you. They taste delicious, and they're just spectacular for any meal. Salt, corn, beef tallow. That's it, man. And that's why you feel great after eating them. And so, I don't know, I bring them with me. They're all over the office. I am a very snacky guy. You don't want to feel like bloated or gross or full of toxins after you snack. So it's masa chips for me, baby. Anyway, they are the chip of the Johnson household. And you should take a chip off the old block and scan that QR code. Get yourself some masa chips. You can also get them at Sprouts Markets now. Go to masachips.com/Benny and use the code Benny for 25% off your first order. masachips.com/Benny. Code Benny for 25% off your first order. We talked about New Jersey, man. What about this shocking poll? New York Representative Elise Stefanik has a poll out that says she would beat Kathy Hochul by 1 point in a hypothetical 2026 matchup. Goodness gracious, New York could have a Republican governor next year. Shocking new poll claims. The Manhattan Institute poll released on Tuesday shows a North County Representative Elise Stefanik beating Democrat Governor Kathy Hochul in a hypothetical 2026 matchup. The unpopular incumbent governor trails her firebrand GOP nemesis by 1%, according to the statewide poll conducted by the think tank. It's the latest in a series of polls showing that Hochul's controversial move to back socialist mayoral frontrunners Orhan Mandami hasn't resulted in a boost in support. This is what they're all doing. They're all like, Democrats are all just running to New York to say, we love Mandami because they're trying to find some type of energy. And this is going to be their energy. This is going to, there's a lot of metaphors for this, but it's called chasing diminishing returns. So they're going to run to Mandami because they see that people have energy for him, but they don't understand that the reason that there's energy for Mandami is that New York is already just one of those places where young people have lost hope. It's either like the entire population is disconnected Nepo babies, or young women who are susceptible to the messages of deeply urbanite socialism. It is not reflective in any way of the real world. Go to New York for like a nanosecond and you'll see that this is not the real world. It's a globalist city. 25% of the city's population does not speak English. 45% of the city's population was not born in America. It is absolutely and in no way reflective of American culture. But Democrats are going to see that Mandami can like pack high school gymnasiums and say that's the biggest energy we got right now. So we're just going to go do that without realizing that that is the poison pill to ensure that they never get elected nationally ever again. It is a fool's goal. And go for it, dude. I'm telling you, go for it. Embrace it. I'm like going to sit here and hype Mandami. Like, go for it. I want every Democrat leader to run to New York. I want everyone to take a photo with this guy. This guy is a complete and total degenerate third world loser. He's never done anything. He's never built anything. He's going to collapse New York. And I want every one of them to have a photo next to him. I want it to be as cringe and as bad looking at all of these guys' photos with Dr. Fauci or Joe Biden. When they look back on it, they wish they could delete them from the internet. Go for it. They're playing such a stupid game here. And it's not the long game. But they can't help themselves, and they want to like be cheered, and they want like the clapping seals, and they just don't realize that New York is non-replicatable. Even in big cities like Chicago and Los Angeles, just fundamentally different than New York. And so you're going to like go for it. Chase after that, chase that hype, watch it to get destroyed, make yourself utterly unelectable around the nation. Go for it. That's why polls like these exist. There is no other way to explain it other than like Democrats just have nothing left to offer. This Gavin Newsom story is amazing. Gavin Newsom says he's moving on from appearing on Joe Rogan's podcast. I want him to do it so badly because I want Joe Rogan to ask him about his hustling comments this week. Gavin Newsom, fresh off playing a black guy on a NBA podcast. Do we have that clip? It's one of the funniest clips, man. Oh my gosh. Is that it? Is that in the stack here? If not, then we should grab it. So Gavin Newsom, we did a little research on this. Gavin Newsom, who's a Nepo baby, whose daddy was a big-time hotshot white shoe lawyer for a bunch of billionaires, who all of his friends were billionaires, who one of his first things that he did was like go start a winery, a vineyard. Gavin Newsom, who grew up in a $4 million house in the Bay Area. And Gavin Newsom, who was hand-selected by the billionaire class of California to run for governor, did something remarkable this week. he decided to go on a black podcast, and I mean, I say that because the hosts are black, right? And do what every Democrat always does in these situations, which is to totally change the affectation of his voice, to totally change whatever, like his entire background, his whole story, to pull his own version of Kamala Harris. I worked the fries at McDonald's. To this day, Kamala Harris has provided zero receipts that she worked at McDonald's. McDonald's says they have no record of Kamala Harris working at McDonald's. It's working class stolen valor. And this is boys from the hood stolen valor. This is from the block stolen valor. Okay? Ghetto stolen valor from Gavin Newsom. It's amazing to watch. And it's amazing to see how this is what they always do. They're doing it with Mandami right now. The through line is perfect for this. Democrats have no sense of self. It is a nihilistic, self-loathing worldview, actually. They have no sense of who they actually, they have no like moral compass. And a lot of this stems from your relationship with God. If you have no relationship with God, no relationship with your creator, then you won't know where you're from, and you won't know where you're going, and you won't know who you are. 60% of Democrats say they believe in God. It's barely half. So at those numbers, you have just you truly have a godless, listless, wandering party in the desert. And so you're just gonna have, again, no sense of who you actually are. And this is why they always genuflect, whether you're in front of a black church. Joe Biden literally, you remember the photos of Joe Biden kneeling in front of the black church? Joe Biden's there. He literally gets down on his knees in front of these churches. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? It's so humiliating to watch. It's so cringe. And it says so much about you, about how reptilian you are really as a person, what a chameleon you are, like how there's just nothing real for you. You're just going to change. It says so much about you. Anyway, it's completely cringe. Here's Gavin Newsom, Nepo baby, billionaire baby, hand-selected by the billionaire class of California. Father, white shoe lawyer, father, grew up in a $4 million house, explaining his childhood. Here we go.
Also, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, just getting obsessed, sitting there with the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Wonder Bread and mac and cheese.
Young YG. YG, man.
Every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms fall off. That's it, whole thing. So just, and then, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay, dope.
And it's like,
oh, wow.
Man. And then he's bringing his friends and you're captain of the team and you're like, gee, and it just saved me. And it got me into college.
It saved me. It saved me. Okay, come on. I know it. I know it. Look at this. Gavin Newsom's family buys $9 million mansion in posh town. Look at that. It has a guest house. It has a walk-in closet and a swimming pool and a spa. A hidden mansion. Was this where Gavin was hustling with his Wonder Bread, wondering if Daddy would show up for him? Yeah, your dad did show up for you. He bought you a $5 million mansion. I don't think this is his boyhood home. Where's Ashley? Ashley did all this research. Get me all the research. Gavin Newsom's boyhood home is still it is listed for $4 million right now. This is where the Gavin Newsom boyhood home is hilarious. Because it's up in this nestled, beautiful neighborhood with all these trees around it. It does look similar to this. It's like this is Newsom's childhood home. where he was practicing, we was throwing the basketball, just boys from the hood. Listed for $3.6 million. This is where Gavin Newsom was making stacks of Wonder Bread. Look, it's only got a small gate. The gate is so small. Other homes have bigger gates. This is Gavin Newsom was eating his mac and cheese and wondering if Daddy will show up for him with his frayed basketballs. I wonder if can you see Gavin Newsom with a tinfoil grill and a do-rag with his rap music, but not too loud, right? Because the neighbors will call the HOA. Not too loud, kind of like the Office Space thing, right? Where he has to turn down Busta Rhymes, right? If any black person walks by, he turns it down. Oh wow, this is the Wonder Bread kitchen. Oh, it's terrible. Is this where Gavin Newsom decided to start his vineyard? just like most young black disaffected Americans. Oh wow, was like the hand blown glass fish there. Yeah, look at Gavin Newsom's small. Oh wow, boys from the hood. I wonder if EBT covers the hand-blown glass fish there. Let's keep going. Let's do a home review of Gavin Newsom's childhood home. Oh, was this Gavin's library? Oh, it must have been so hard. His stacks of Aristotle he was reading. Goodness. Doesn't have he just didn't have just a small nook up in the attic. That's where Gavin was spitting his verses. Oh, just a very small. It's a very small balcony, Juliet balcony, to overlook the sequoias. Just like any young black kid on welfare, you have a very small. They're not even go back one. Like, could you imagine how embarrassing it must have been to grow up here, where the other balconies in the other homes are much bigger. The teak Juliet balconies, hand hewn to overlook your sequoia tree, they're much larger. How it must have been so embarrassing for Gavin Five Stacks, for G Nizzle to like sip his old English up here, right? It must have been so tough for him. Oh yes, here's Gavin Newsom at that age. This is Gavin Newsom. This is physically Gavin Newsom at that age, with his cravat, with his cravat that is from Bloomingdale's. Like, what is that? It's like a famous pattern from like a fancy English company. What is it? I'm not fancy enough. What is this? The producers, yeah, Gavin. This is an actual photo of Gavin Newsom writing his 8 Mile raps. Yeah. Boys from the HOA is what it's called. Yeah, sipping my Merlot and Chronic. My Merlot and caviar. Goodness gracious. It's a yes, there it is. It's a Burberry scarf. Thank you. It's an effing Burberry scarf. There it is. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you, Danny. Danny, congratulations. Thank you. Burberry. It's Gavin Newsom sitting here. This is his high school yearbook. He wins best dressed. Yeah, that photo of Gavin Newsom and his douchebag friends. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So here's Gavin Newsom and his scumbag friends. A bunch of douche nozzles here. Look at this. These are all the Getty billionaire heirs. This was Gavin Newsom, as he's explaining to the Black podcast, that he's Gavin G Nizzle Five Stacks with his Wonder Bread. Look at children of the rich. These are the Getty billionaires. The Andrew Getty and Billy Getty, oil baron billionaire friends. Gavin Newsom's dad was the lawyer. He does absolutely look like Patrick Bateman out of American Psycho there, doesn't he? Go ahead and check in here on the Burberry scarf, shall we? Oh, only a pittance, a $645 Scarf. Surprised you can't get this on EBT. These are not the EBT Snap. Not available on Snap. Gavin Newsom is there on a podcast telling these NBA players, these former NBA players, that he had to hustle and that he had to sit there and hustle and grind. And he grew up in the struggle. And he wasn't even sure if daddy was going to show up for him. And he had to sit there with his Wonder Bread and his mac and cheese. And he was throwing the ball so hard because he had nothing else. He was just hustling, man. Look at him eat it up. Look at him eat it up, too. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you're just like us. Bro, you gotta throw up that. And then this was actually Gavin Newsom in that era. Gavin Newsom in that era. Like, I want to debate Gavin Newsom, man. Charlie went too soft on this guy. I want to debate Gavin Newsom. I'll bring the Burberry scarf photo. Gavin Newsom's wearing a $700 scarf. That's a $700 scarf that Gavin Newsom's wearing as he's telling that story about hustling. Got it. Okay, got it. Danny keeps sending this video about some guy during COVID talking about the hustle. So I guess we got to play it. I guess he says this is the Gavin Newsom. Here we go. The Gavin Newsom story.
During the pandemic, my lifestyle drastically changed. My income came to a screeching halt. You have to understand, I'm a hustler. I'm a legit entrepreneur. I sell things. I come in contact with people all the time. I have to stay safe. I didn't have a choice but to trust the vaccine. Because if you live the type of lifestyle that I live, you out here in these streets and you hustling, an entrepreneur like me, why not do it safely? So I want everybody to take this seriously. Take a shot at staying healthy. Get the vaccine.
Can we do whiteface? Are we allowed to do that? ALX, are we going to get canceled for doing whiteface? Can we do a face swap with Gavin Newsom on that ad? Because it's the same thing. It's the exact same message. Can we just do a face swap, please? Jerry did a face swap with Steve Martin. Come on, guys. If we use it in our meme chat, you just jump into the meme chat and find it. We did a face swap with Steve Martin. I won't let it go without Steve Martin. This wasn't even what we were planning on talking about here. We want to talk about Gavin Newsom and Joe Rogan. But I'm trying to explain to you why Gavin Newsom won't go on Joe Rogan's show. Okay? We want to just explain that. I think this is like critically important to explain. All right, producers. It's there in the meme. It's there in the meme chat. It's so funny. It's fun. Maybe we'll jump into the Rogan clips first. But it's Gavin Newsom saying he was born a poor black child. We need to face swap. We need to white face this guy and put Gavin Newsom's face on it. There we go, boys. There we go. Remember the what is it called? The idiot? No, the jerk. That's right, the jerk. There it is. Here's Gavin Newsom as Steve Martin. Here we go.
It was never easy for me. I was born a poor black child.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Before we get into Gavin's comments on Joe Rogan, ladies and gentlemen, Advantage Gold, something that I'm sure Gavin Newsom had plenty of as he's growing up. Advantage Gold can make sure that you have maybe a chance at Gavin's illustrious lifestyle. Of course, you won't. Gavin Newsom was hand-selected as a Nepo baby. Gavin Newsom is as close to we get to landed aristocracy and royalty in this country, along with Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi, the little California mafia there. But you can start building wealth yourself by investing in gold today. Advantage Gold is releasing their brand new 2025 gold and silver report. It reveals why we may never see a setup like this again. Precious metals set to skyrocket as the Feds continue to cut rate, and everyone is saying that they are going to cut rates. Advantage Gold is offering up to $10,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Real silver that you can hold in your hands. Text Benny to 85545 right now for your free gold and silver report. Text Benny to 85545 for your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity from Advantage Gold. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these clips are pure gold. Gavin Newsom saying that Joe Rogan's being mean to me. Let's go.
He won't. Look, he hasn't for years and years. He's been attacking me, and it's one way, and he won't have me on. He's consistently not having me on. By the way, I'm moving on. I have no interest.
You're done with him?
Joe Rogan's the Facebook of podcasting. He was sitting across one of the brightest minds in podcasting right now. The guy was in the mic. And there are a lot of people at the mic doing extraordinary things in podcasting.
Joe Rogan's got a pretty big audience still, though.
You know what? But with all due respect, if he has a big audience but he doesn't have big enough confidence, I didn't go there, to have me on.
Well, you've called him a chicken.
But he's been attacking for. Here's the thing: these guys, they all have something in common. It's one way. They attack, they belittle, they demean, they take things out of context. But this is a serious thing.
Yeah.
And so often we just sit back and go, oh, God, I really would love to go on. Oh, if Kamala Harris just went on Joe Rogan, she would have won. It's not. It's so much deeper than that. And the unwillingness for a guy like that to even have the common courtesy to attack someone and not have the decency to say, you know what, why don't you have a chance to come on? Let's have a civil dialogue. I've watched you on podcasts with like Sean Ryan, who's a close buddy of his. He had the courage on me have 4 hours.
Right.
Sean Hannity, folks like that. And so if I can go on Sean Ryan and Sean Hannity, what are you worried about? Joe, you're going to cook me, or I'm going to cook myself.
Is this Gavin Newsom saying that Joe Rogan's washed up? So the angle here is that Joe Rogan is scared and that nobody listens to him and that Joe Rogan sucks. That's your angle? Your angle is that Joe Rogan's like dumb. I've seen this before. It's a rerun. What's a rerun? I've seen this before. Yeah, listen, go for it. I agree. I endorse it. I endorse Gavin Newsom in this strategy. Go for it. Attack Joe Rogan. I've seen this before. Attack Joe Rogan. Be an insufferable twat. Say that you're better than Joe Rogan and his, 100 million person audience, probably. And don't do the podcast. In fact, better yet, insult everyone who listens to Joe Rogan. Go for it. I love it. Do it with Fox News. Go for it. I think that this is a great and winning strategy. And then to continue to go on shows like that one on MSNBC, hosted by I don't even know who this creepy dude is. I've never seen this guy before in my life. Alex, who the hell is that even? What show was that? What show was that? I thought it was on Right Side Broadcasting for a second. What dumpy show is this? It's a goofball. Looks like he's about to get busted by Chris Hansen. Okay, cool. Anyway, Joe Rogan roasting Gavin Newsom. Funny. Let's go.
On Newsom's podcast yet?
I heard it's really good. He would probably have me on.
I'm not interested.
I'd
like to be asked.
It's not like I'm opposed to talking to Democratic politicians. I'll talk to anybody. But that guy, I'm not interested. Yeah.
Rogan roasting Gavin Newsom. That would be great to see. I mean, I'm in favor of Gavin Newsom going on the Joe Rogan podcast because I feel like Joe Rogan would talk to him about the hustling comments and the 5 stacks and everything like that. But anyway, Joe Rogan has roasted Newsom a lot. Maybe this is why Newsom's not going on. Obviously, here we go.
Have any faith in Gavin Newsom?
Oh, yeah.
It's just kind of funny because he wants to be president so bad.
That's true what it looks
but
like.
You can't ruin a city and then go on to ruin a state and say, guys, that was just practice.
I know.
Once I get it as a president, I'm going to fix it. Fix it all.
I mean, it's so crazy, but he's such a great politician. I mean,
no,
he's so smooth.
He's
you
not,
don't think
though.
so?
No, I think he's terrible.
How's he remained in power for so long?
Low competition. There's no one who's good is competing against him. There's no sincerity.
I should say he's not a good. I should say he's smooth. He comes.
He's
smooth.
a good bullshit artist.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But it's like the things that he says when he gets confronted with things. We're the highest this and the highest that. Like everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
You have the highest unemployment.
Yeah.
You have the highest homelessness.
Look what they did with Hollywood.
Money's missing. You killed Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't exist anymore. It's literally gone.
That was such an easy one.
Mandated vaccines for kids that didn't need them. You did horrible shit.
Gavin Newsom attacking Joe Rogan on his Stan account, Donald Trump. So this is the hottest thing that they have going for them right now, Democrats. The spiciest and hottest thing going for Dems and libs right now is a Stan account, a bot account that takes Trump's way of saying things and communicating and just does it the same way, but a little dumber and for Democrats. This is the hottest thing they got going for them. Look at this, getting millions of views. Joe Rogan is a snack-sized podcaster who can't stop talking about me. Obsessed. Crush? No, thank you. But it's too... A little homophobia there. Okay. I just like sprinkling of homophobia. Wait till you see what Don Lemon says about Megyn Kelly. Jeez. It's amazing how the mask comes off. Let his audience hear the truth. Just like Dozy Don, he often chickens out. I've never had any problems with the guy and wish the mini host the best life. I'll come on and will help save the show and his plummeting ratings. Gavin Newsom. Signed, Gavin Newsom. So Joe Rogan had a response to this. Let's go.
Coming on. He's talking some shit on Twitter.
I know. It's like, you think that's going to work? Like, that's so stupid. Like, this is such a bad look.
Yeah.
It's such a bad choice.
There's a little desperation in it.
But it's just stupid. It's like, this is a bad strategy. Like, I probably would have had him on.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, what are you doing?
There is a fun version where you just do it and cook them. You know?
He'll cook himself.
I mean, that
He'll
seems to be
all you have to
happening.
do is just ask him questions.
Yeah, it's like, why are people leaving?
Well, why do you say this thing all the time where you rattle off all the good things about California? When anybody says something bad about California, it's like, #1 in Fortune 500 companies, #1 in higher education, #1. It was all that shit before you were there. It was all that shit forever. It's because the weather's perfect, man. It has nothing to do with California.
So Joe Rogan would be a great, like, I don't know, maybe I do endorse Gavin Newsom going on Joe Rogan's podcast. We all are aware of why Kamala Harris didn't do it. And it's pretty, like, painfully obvious is that you can't keep up a lie for that long. We can't do a long show today, but you are well aware that this show can sometimes go for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. On election night, we were live for 10 hours. Why? Well, because there's no lying here. We believe what we believe. I don't claim to be credentialed. I went to community college, just like you. I come from the dirt fields of Iowa, just like you. I worked on a farm. I mucked hog stalls. I literally shoveled shit. That's what I did in order to pay for my community college, which is still Kirkwood Community College in a soybean field. That's where I come from. Parents are working class. Dad in and out of jobs. Mom was home with the kids. You know, grandparents living in a split level house. And that's it. You know, World War II veteran grandparents in a split level house. That's it. One of them tended to a cemetery on my mom's side. That's what he did. He lived in a cemetery in Amory, Mississippi, and cleaned off the headstones of Civil War soldiers. That's it. That's where I come from. But you know what's amazing about that? And not trying to like pretend that I'm something else and pretend that I'm some elitist or that I have some credentials or I went to some school I didn't go to or that I'm smarter than I actually am. Very solid room temperature IQ around here. Okay. Very comfortable. 75, probably. I don't know. Is that I don't have to ever lie. And so I would love to do the Joe Rogan podcast, not that I've been invited, but maybe someday. I'd love to do the Joe Rogan, but like when we build really cool things, we're planning on building some really awesome stuff, man. I'd love to do that podcast. I wouldn't be scared of it at all. Why? Because there's no lying. I don't have to lie to anyone about anything. And I am who I am, as Popeye would say. And I have thought through my worldview. I now live it out with my family and children. It is something that is morally defensible, right? Unlike so many positions of the left, that is indefensible. Like if you have daughters, how can you possibly say you don't know what a woman is? If you have a wife, how can you say you don't know what a woman is? How can you be for these? How can you be for transgender policies? How can you be before the collapse of the city and the collapse of society and the collapse of the family? How can you defend those things? You can't defend them. You can't defend them. It's indefensible. How can you say that you're against violence and then vote for Jay Jones in Virginia? right? Like you can't. He wants to kill Republican babies. He wants to kill he wants to kill Republicans. You can't say those things. Their positions, all of their positions are utterly indefensible, and they collapse under like just the slightest bit of questioning. They just implode. It's just done. And that's why they can't do long form podcasts. I would love to do a long form podcast because I mean, it's just like this is where I'm from. I'm totally at peace with where I'm from. I am dirt from Iowa, the trailer parks of Iowa. Okay, I'm okay with that, and God is righteous and just, and He'll, it's delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. And I love this job, and I love doing this. I'm really happy about it. I'm humbled by it, and I'm constantly humbled by it. And I take this audience along with us as we're moving through the world. And as we get these opportunities, it's so exciting to take you along because you've been with this show for so long. And I just view it as like us winning together in our own little way, right? But Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom, they don't like where they're from. They're liars. It's self-loathing. It's the worst thing you can be, which is ashamed of who God made you. That's actually the worst thing you can be. Kamala is ashamed that her elitist family was living in the leafy suburbs of Montreal, in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Montreal, that she was going to one of the most elite high schools in the world in Montreal. AOC is ashamed that she didn't grow up in the Bronx, as she says. She grew up in Yorktown Heights, one of the most prestigious and beautiful little hamlet towns, working class, incredible, amazing people there. I've been there myself. We did a report on it. I drove by AOC's childhood home. It's for sale for like $2 million right now.
I'm a girl from the Bronx.
No, you're not. You're a liar. They're ashamed of themselves. Jasmine Crockett is ashamed of herself. She comes from the leafy Republican suburbs of St. Louis. She went to one of the most elite schools in the world, the St. Louis Day School. It is, if you drive through these neighborhoods, you will be astonished at what like Gilded Age St. Louis actually looks like. You know, the mansions, the McCloskey mansions, with them with their AR-15 in front of those. Every house looks like that. I was like, what is this house? What kind of mansion is this? Every house in St. Louis, in these parts of St. Louis, looks like that. It's where Jasmine Crockett's from. Then she went to this private school in Memphis, then this private school in Houston. $1 million at least in educational expenses for Jasmine Crockett. Just so that she could talk hood and ghetto, like some type of hood rat? No, lady, that's not who you are. That's not where you're from. But they're all lying to themselves. It's a worse kind of deception. It's self-deception. It's corrosive to your soul. And it is indefensible when you get it when you talk long form with people, because they are not real. They're fake. They're facsimiles of what they think people want from them. And that's the worst way to go through life. Especially in politics, people are looking for vision, for strong men and strong women who have vision for the future, that want to create something. And with the force of who they know that God created them, like can go through into the world and create that thing. And they can get on board with that. That's the turning point message. That's the MAGA message. That's America first. People are driven to that. It locks in that truth. It resonates in your soul in a spiritual way. And they get on board, and then they hand President Trump the administration with a popular vote landslide. All 7 swing states, 90% of U.S. counties voting for President Trump. That's what actual vision casting and strength of purpose provides. Diversity is not our strength. Weak people are not our strength. Weak men, hard times. Guys like Gavin Newsom, not our strength. Strength is our strength. Unity of purpose is our strength. Strong men, strong women, delivering a vision and then going out into the world and creating that vision. Steve Jobs has a great quote that says, when real enlightenment is understanding that the world around you was built by people that are not smarter than you. Maybe they lie more than you. Maybe they're more deceptive than you. Maybe they've cheated more than you. In Gavin Newsom's case, absolutely. But they're not smarter than you. And you can actually reject the world that they created, and you can build a better world, in fact. And I love that quote. And that's actually what has led to the creation of this show, frankly. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading out into that world right now, confident in who God created us to be. We're going to be traveling today. Very excited. If you're in Ole Miss, I will see you tonight at the J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk speech. As we travel, we will be taking our Patriot Mobile devices with us. Patriot Mobile is the only Christian conservative wireless provider. This is a choice that you can make every single day. We're given opportunities to make a choice. This is the choice that you can make. For over 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been the backbone of people who believe in faith, family, freedom, and free speech, obviously. Christian conservative values woven into the technology. The technology is incredible. Patriot Mobile offers premium access on all 3 major networks. So you'll enjoy the exact same service or better premium coverage on major carriers. It's not complicated, and their team can help you do it today. PatriotMobile.com/Benny. Call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Benny to get a free month of service. PatriotMobile.com/Benny. Call 972-PATRIOT. PatriotMobile.com/Benny. Ladies and gentlemen, our verse of the day. Let's rock and let's roll. Here we go from Psalms. I love a good psalm. I'm reading Psalms right now. Psalms 107. They cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. That is like the perfect psalm. Like pretty much every single verse in the Psalms is just, I cried out for God, and he saved me. That's it. There are multiple Psalms that I'm committing to memory. I have delighted in the Lord, and he has rescued me from all of my fears. A righteous man will have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from all of them. Delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, cry out to the Lord, and he will deliver you out of your distress. Boy, sounds like our country, doesn't it? Sounds like our nation. And it's going to be an exciting thing moving forward here, full of optimism and hope. And we will march with you, thankful for you. And ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, in the end, we win because we know who we are, right? Children of God, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It's your boy, Benny. See ya.
On a stormy night, a truck carrying the impossible lost control. Now, something vicious is loose.
Cities are warning residents to stay inside. These animals are highly aggressive.
They were supposed to be caged, but tonight, they're...
They came from the desert to rule the sea. The sea remembers.
That's no shit. That's a herd. Camel-headed marauders born of curse and salt, hunting the modern world. And tonight, they found prey.
Send in Squirrel Team 6.
Hold a tight formation, team. Target in sight. Copy. Keeping it snug. Target in sight. Prepare the Acorn Napalm package. Package armed and glowing green. Wait for my command. Light them up.
The biggest ships in the sea, all owned by the oldest kings. And the dying legacy, media deal weeds. Soon will the Benny Show come to mind. The salt from lives for fun. Leave the gold and bring the gun. We sail for number one. Show come to mind. The salt from lives for fun. Leave the gold and bring the gun. We sail for number one. The biggest ships in the sea, all owned by the oldest king.
And it was just like hustling.